You just saw a sneak peek from Make or Break, which is still on Apple TV+. That was episode 4 featuring Kanoa Igarashi talking about his role and his wonderful family. Born to be a pro surfer and living up to all the expectations from before he was born. Kanoa Igarashi comes into this heat number 5 in the world to take on the wild card from Florianopolis.
And the second one came like a really, really good barrel. And for a second, I thought I was too late, and I started pumping, and one more pump, and then I'm like, oh my God, it's going to the deep spot where it got me yesterday. And like I was able to like travel through the hardest part and come out on the spit, and it was just the greatest feeling. Like it's the first time I'm able to compete here at home with my whole family and my girlfriend.
We had a 10 in the air for Griffin earlier this season, and now a 10 in the barrel here in Brazil. That's got to be extra special to share that perfect score with his friends and family as we are catching up to the start of Mateus Herdy and Kanoa Igarashi. They both have some incomplete numbers, but they're going for it to try to get a big number at the early stages of their heat.
The ultimate in surfing generally is your first barrel or your barrel, and the tube ride is super special. So to get that and then not only get a 10 out of it, as we see a quick one there from Kanoa, it's already a sweet one just to get the barrel, let alone have it be in competition to turn the heat, and all of those things is just great.
Mateus Herdy, a wild card call-up, will stall. He's got an incredible air game. He sets up the open face hook to start and will kick out. You can see a lot of energy from these young surfers on tour. We've got Kanoa just 24. Mateus turned 21 in January, along with Sammy Pupo, to the championship tour. So I think there's been a lot of fire building for Herdy to get this call up to the championship tour again, as he's got the drive and just that end section shutting down.
No ramp. We were seeing, I mean, in this heat you would expect some aerial antics, because it's important if he wants to keep himself in the final 5.
Mateus is winding up, throw tail reverse, ends up incomplete. It's got to be pretty uncomfortable for Kanoa, knowing that Mateus is just weaving, looking for moments. He got scores into the 9s in Mexico for single maneuver opportunities, and it looks like that's exactly what Herdy's trying to hunt down.
Knowing that Kanoa has it in his bag, it looks like Kanoa making a paddle here on a good-looking wave.
Igarashi rolling into this one, looking for his first completion. He's got the speed. Where's the section? Winds up and kicks out. So this has stayed the same from the start of the matchup, and it's staying incredibly close. Mateus's turn, almost thought he was going to get barreled. Well, that whole beach just shut down on him.
It's hard not to think that when you're dropping into one of these waves, you're like, oh, I'm going to get the same type of wave. You want to get that expectation of that long super barrel, but I think Kyle's kind of correct. It might be pretty tough to top that for the...
That must have just been what a confidence boost to be like, yep, I belong here. I can be here amongst the best in the world. There's
no other experience than getting those wild card opportunities and going up against the best in the world.
Unfortunately, I never really made my heat, but it's still a special moment. Kyle
broken down the 717 yet, Laura. Let's take a look.
This was awesome. This was his first wave out into the flats there. Just a nice, easy landing for him. He was just styling out of that. I loved that. Pete, what did you love about it?
The fact that Kanoa was sitting there right in the channel watching it all, paddle over the top of it like up. He actually put on the blinders like, yeah, whatever.
This was his last wave, the combination above the lip. Not once, but twice.
Oh, so cool. Right there, struggled to get through there, and you're like, okay, that's a good score. It's going to be a good number. Didn't come out of it super clean. Obviously, the judges take into consideration all this. But then a much better air on this inside section, and look at this, just out into the flats and pulls it off super clean. So this is 2 big aerial moves on one wave. Judges are going to have to digest this one. It feels like it's going to be, 717 for his last one, which was 1 big air. This one, 2 huge airs.
So impressive how he adjusted. I thought the wave was over on the first camera angle. Then it opened up. Laura, the ramp on the inside was incredible.
Wow, I cannot believe that inside drainer right there, just to give him that big section to do something so critical. I mean, there's so much deep water there. And look at this. So this is the first section. It was a bit softer, and I just cannot believe that still an absolutely insane first turn there. I mean, air. And the fact that he got to get through to this inside and do an even bigger one on the inside section was just wild.
So impressive from Mateus Herdy, taking control of this heat. He already had a punt before that, but this one was incredible. Footwork, insane, landing hard in the flats. That's that modern-day version of that frontside throw-tail reverse, stomping it with authority. Like the giant killing reputation's continuing here at Sakurama, and this is what Kanoa did. Pulled in under the hood and got deep for a moment there.
That was happening literally at the same time the aerial was happening on the inside. So both these waves, I mean, he probably thought they were cheering for him because it was literally at the exact same time. Oh, really cool.
He got himself 16 points.
As we see the snap to start for Igarashi, trying to pose a comeback. Big arc in the pocket. Attacking the top of that wave again. Quick little jam on that inside wedge, and he'll flow out the back. He's got his hands full. Trying to break down a 9.67.
Those big scores.
Back to Kanoa. What'd you see here, Pete?
Nice size set wave and vertical approach on these two outside moves. I mean, this is solid surfing for him, but it's just not going to be the 9.67 that he needs. If he betters the 6.33, he'll start to bring down that number of the needed score to get himself in advancing position. But at this point, it's 16 points.
Welcome back to the elimination round here at the Oirio Pro, presented by Corona. Kanoa Igarashi has been two punting all matchup as he'll miss the float in transition out of the pit. Igarashi trying to chase down the wild card named Mateus Herdy, who's got a huge reputation and a huge lead already over current world number 5. And Pete, what'd you see on the tube?
Well, I love it. I mean, he's not giving up. He's wanting to showcase as well, part of the show. He'll go to the air if he needs to and gets that opportunity, so he's not going to give up.
6 minutes to go here. Mateus pacing with priority. He's going to let Kanoa have this wave. Kanoa trying to break down the 9.43. Looks like he might be looking to ramp up. Off the bottom, big corrupt.
See, right there. That he pulls that off clean, rides out of it. Ultimately, you can see a number, maybe 7.5s. He's right back in the heat, and there's still 5:40 to go.
A lot of magazines, a lot of journalists are saying, hey, he's going to be a world title threat when he gets on tour. This is Kanoa searching to get back in the heat. Nothing on offer on that one.
It's a world junior title.
He is
but
the world
it is a
junior
world
title. That's true. As we roll in again, Kanoa Igarashi, another corrupt attempt, misses the grab completely, and he's starting to run out of time.
How quickly things can change. As we see, Kanoa, a last-ditch effort.
He's got the speed up and out for Igarashi.
A little crumbly ramp there. It's hard to identify where that pop is because he needed it to be something gigantic. Oh, he's got priority. Figured he'd just go over and kind of keep close to Kanoa. I mean, because Kanoa conceivably, we know that 10s are out there. We saw it today.
Kanoa will try to get this wave. It's just a little bit too late for Igarashi. World number 5 out of the contest. And Mateus Herdy will move on once again to be reseeded into the round of 16.
Wild cards on fire.
2 of 2 in the elimination round.